When your AI assistant starts inventing facts, it is tempting to blame the model. But more often than not, the language model is doing exactly what it was trained to do. The actual point of failure is how you are feeding it data. If an LLM only relies on the billions of connections inside its own head, it will confidently generate sentences that sound highly plausible. The grammar will be perfect, but the facts might be completely made up. To fix this, you have to force the AI to cite your actual company data before it speaks. This workflow is called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG. It essentially gives the model an open book test instead of relying on its memory alone. But the moment you decide to build a RAG system, you face a major infrastructure choice. How exactly do you store and retrieve that company data? The two dominant paths are the flexible, meaning-based approach of a vector database and the strict, rule-bound logic of a graph database. Your decision here is critical. The database architecture you choose right now will determine whether your AI becomes a highly scalable enterprise tool or a massive compliance liability waiting to happen. This split-screen diagram highlights the core difference. On the left, we have a vector database. It takes raw, unstructured text, like your employee handbook, and converts the meaning of those words into a cluster of floating numbers, called an embedding. When a user asks a question, it searches for information that shares a similar semantic meaning. The advantage is that you can search without knowing the exact keywords. But because vectors look for broad semantic associations rather than explicit rules, they run the risk of pulling in completely irrelevant context simply because the concepts overlap. On the right side of our diagram is the graph database. Instead of floating concepts, it stores entities and their exact relationships as rigid nodes and connecting edges. It treats your data as a strict map of explicit logic. This guarantees multi-hop precision. If you ask for connected information, it follows the defined rules perfectly. The catch is that it requires your data engineers to meticulously design and label every single relationship before the system can answer a single question. As a development team, you are faced with a stark trade-off. You either deploy rapidly using flexible semantic matching, or you build slowly to guarantee absolute precision. Let's break down how this impacts a real-world application. This comparison matrix evaluates both systems, starting with our first metric, accuracy versus coverage. If an employee asks a vector-powered bot, "Can I take my company laptop to Florida?" the system looks for similarity. Because the word Florida is heavily associated with time off, the vector store might retrieve the company vacation policy right alongside the remote IT jurisdiction rules. That broad coverage means you rarely miss a document, but feeding the LLM two conflicting contexts, vacation rules versus IT equipment rules, is exactly the kind of cross-contamination that causes the model to generate a confusing or false answer. Looking at the graph database column, we see the opposite behavior. Graphs enforce strict type constraints. If you query CEO of company X, the database only traverses the explicit leadership edge to return a verified person node. There is zero semantic confusion. However, if an employee uses phrasing that hasn't been explicitly hard-coded into the graph schema, like asking about clothing rules instead of dress code, the query returns exactly 0 matches. The retrieval fails entirely. Vectors cast a wide, sometimes messy net to capture every possible related context. Graphs act as a highly precise tool that only fires if the target is perfectly defined in advance. Beyond search quality, you have to consider the operational realities of running these systems in production. Our matrix expands here to compare latency and cost. A vector database has to calculate the cosine distance across hundreds of semantic dimensions for every single query in real time. At enterprise scale, this mathematical overhead acts as a massive compute tax on your system. To keep that latency low, you have to invest heavily in physical infrastructure. You need GPU-accelerated indexing and massive SSD storage arrays, just to hold the dense floating point numbers that make up the embeddings. Graph databases handle latency differently. Because they follow predefined, indexed paths instead of calculating semantic math on the fly, exact graph traversals often execute in sub-millisecond timeframes. But the cost of a graph database is hidden in human capital. You avoid the heavy storage bloat of embeddings, but you shift that financial burden to the specialized data engineers who have to manually map and maintain those complex schemas day in and day out. To summarize this trade-off, A vector database's cost scales up with your hardware and cloud compute bills, while a graph database's cost scales with expensive engineering time. This brings us to our final row, scalability, and the hidden dangers of how you prepare your data. Vector stores excel at bulk ingestion. You can throw millions of unstructured PDFs, wikis, and policy documents into the database without ever needing to update a master schema. However, you have to navigate the chunking trap. Long documents must be split into smaller blocks before embedding. If your automated script carelessly breaks sentence boundaries, literally cutting the word vacation in half across 2 chunks, the semantic meaning is completely destroyed before the database even sees it. Over on the graph side, scaling looks very different. Graphs are uniquely superior when you need to scale complex business logic, like instantly linking a specific user account to a product serial number, an active warranty, and an open support ticket. The risk here is brittleness. If your underlying business rules or industry regulations change frequently, updating the explicit relationships across a massive graph architecture becomes incredibly difficult and prone to breaking. Vector architectures scale effortlessly for massive volumes of unstructured text. Graph architectures scale perfectly for highly complex but stable relational logic. How do you choose? This decision tree maps metrics to deployment scenarios. For an internal Q&A bot over a company handbook or rapid prototyping, a vector database is the clear path. You avoid grueling schema design and maximize speed. In these lower-stakes environments, a slightly fuzzy answer or a minor hallucination is an acceptable trade-off for getting a working tool into users' hands in days rather than months. But for highly regulated domains, like tools for financial disclosures or healthcare records, you must default to a graph database. The massive upfront investment is the necessary cost of strict compliance and deterministic accuracy. The format of your data matters, but your company's regulatory environment and exact tolerance for risk are what truly dictate your baseline RAG architecture. For organizations operating at the highest level of enterprise AI, you synthesize them into a hybrid architecture. Raw text flows into a vector DB, while extracted entities flow into a graph DB. When a query comes in, the system executes a 2-step process. First, it hits the graph database to fetch structured facts as an anchor. Then, a vector search pulls nuanced semantic context. You engineer your LLM prompt to explicitly tag sources. The graph says this, and the vector context suggests this nuance. This forces the AI to prioritize rules while understanding human intent. We have to acknowledge the reality of this approach. Running a hybrid pipeline requires maintaining 2 separate databases. It represents the absolute highest tier of orchestration complexity, engineering payroll, and API token consumption. A dual database workflow demands immense upfront investment. But if you are building an application where failure is not an option, it is the only architectural path to achieving a truly grounded, hallucination-free LLM in production. If you found this breakdown useful, subscribe to the channel for more objective AI architecture analysis.